Good day, my loves. Good day, good day, good day. It is 2/2/22, and it is 12:13 on the clock. It's an overcast day here where I'm at, but I hope it's sunny where you at. How you guys doing? I hope you are well. I am sending you hugs and kisses and peace of mind and healing for your heart. I hope you guys are really doing well. I really do. So I was all set. Like when I posted my last video, I'm gonna say like 3 days ago. I know I posted one yesterday, but that was a clip from a video I had already just posted. I just turned it into a short. So yeah, it's about 3 days ago. And the next day I woke up. I woke up that morning, and that was the first video I posted in real time. Like all the other videos that were just posted behind this one, behind that first one, were all recorded back in like September, October, November, and December. I think my last recording was like 12/5, and then I just uploaded um a recent video when I was telling you guys about the blackout video. So if you haven't watched the blackout video, go back and look at the last two blackout videos. And if you haven't yet done so, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe and share. This channel, we just talk about all things life, like everything under the sun. I know lately I was talking about in a lot of my videos is what I had been through. Um, and so now moving forward, I will probably still talk about it if it's relevant, but moving forward, I've healed wounds and I've let things, people, places go. I'm still working on addictions, and that's okay. Every day, right? It's not like I can go and be like, I need a 12-step program for some marijuana and food. I know they have them, but if you don't know my story, then you got to watch some of the videos and you'll understand, understand what I'm talking about and why that's not feasible at this time, right? But y'all, I was all like in a jolly mood and everything. And I woke up that next morning and I did what I normally do. I cleaned up. Forgive me, I'm looking like alfalfa sprouts over here. I did a 2-strand twist. Now, is that a gray hair or is that lint? Okay, that was lint. Y'all see them curls popping? It's springy. Watch. Boom. Yeah. Boom. Anywho, let me get back. So I got up that morning and I was all set to like start posting in real time. As you can tell by the 300 and some odd videos posted, I was going through it, and I don't believe I know I haven't. I haven't even scratched the surface, y'all. And that was just 300 plus videos that I posted. Right now, I have 36 subscribers as of 2/2/22. I have 36 subscribers. What's that? 2/2/22. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 10. And okay. All right. I got it. Anywho, I just had an internal moment. So I got up already because um the blackout videos where I had like a mental, emotional, physical, it wasn't spiritual because that's what always holds me together. Spiritual. I used to say it was religion, but it was unbeknownst to me, it was the my innate spirituality, meaning I was born with it. I was born with my intuition, and it literally guided me my whole life. But if you watch any of the other videos, you'll know that when you go against yourself, which in essence is God, because we are made in God's image, right? So that means when you go against yourself, in essence, you are going against God. You are a God, but the Most High, the one that created you. And that's what I did. And when you do that, you're basically, essentially, and I heard this in a sermon, I get information from all over the place, y'all. I don't watch sermons. I don't watch tarot. I don't watch metaphysics. I don't listen to audios. Like, I have been on it for the past 3 years. And for the past year or so, I've been locked down by myself, meaning no friends. I get out every now and then if it's like something important, like a family function. Not too many though, I've skipped a lot of them, but I've gone out. But mainly, y'all, since COVID hit, okay, so I got laid off 2019, September 2019. Collect unemployment for the duration. But for the past, listen to me. Let me tell you now, this part of my testimony. This part of my testimony, y'all. So when y'all see a little sprinkle magic on me, you'll understand, and overstand why blessings will be overflowing. Right? So I've been sitting still, and not as sitting still as I'm supposed to, because basically when people say sit still, I'm not dumb by no means. Okay? I'm very intelligent. I'm smart. I'm witty. Very knowledgeable. Okay? Very. I'm quick on my feet. But that concept, I just couldn't get. Really just couldn't get it, y'all. And it wasn't because I didn't want to get it, because I was thirsty to get it. I was like, okay, I am sitting still. Y'all, listen, I said I am sitting still since, because I was getting that message. This how long it took me, y'all. I was getting that message while I was still working at my corporate job, right? And normally, and I should have followed my first mind. Normally, when I'm being mistreated or unfairly, all that other stuff, I get up and go. I leave. But I allowed someone to talk me into sitting there, which I needed that experience, but I still went against what I normally do. What I do. Well, anywho, so to arrive at where I'm at now, it was a journey, and it still is a journey. So if you look at the last 2 videos, the blackout videos, you'll realize that I was still healing trauma. And I think the title of it is Abandonment Issues Again, or something like that. It's along them lines, because that's what has come up. And a little bit of my story is, raised in a narcissistic household by 2 narcissistic parents and 1 Nazi. Whole nother story. And then met a man when I was 25. And didn't realize he was an undercover narcissist until my spiritual gifts kicked in, because so, side note, put that to the side and let me just explain a little bit about how I'll be moving forward. I love to talk. I'm very loquacious. But I do realize who I am and the position that I hold, and that some information cannot be made public because it's for my benefit and my spiritual growth. So if I pause like that, sometimes it's for dramatic effect, sometimes. But in this case, it's in my head, it was like, okay, don't say that. So it's like, okay, so how do I say it? And normally I'm quick with it, but that was something I got stuck. And I don't think in any of my 300 plus videos I ever got stuck, but I got stuck right there because I'm learning, I'm learning and teaching at the same time. But anywho, my spiritual gifts kicked in. God intervened. My ancestors were on tilt. My spiritual guides was like, this ain't going down this way. And the ascended masters were like, no. So I discovered him. I discovered him by way of conversation. Okay. I'll go into that conversation at another time because that's a whole nother story. Like I tell you, I got so much information like bubbling up inside of me, and it's like, oh my goodness, I just want to tell it all. Okay. And so when I discovered him, then it was like the domino effect. The domino effect. Listen, y'all. And if you know my story, you know my story. I didn't get into tarot. I started watching tarot with a homegirl who used to be a friend, but I found out after he broke was an undercover narcissist that she was an undercover narcissist as well, and that they both was doing black magic on me. Now, let me explain a little bit. And I don't hold ill will to a certain extent, and let me explain why, and then I'll get back to my conversation. I don't hold ill will only because I was clueless, and the girl was clueless as well, because we went on the journey together, and then something whispered in her ear and had her separate from me. Okay? Yeah. Something. Because she didn't see me for who I truly was, even though I have been very genuine from the get-go. So she separated herself from me, which gave me an opportunity for me to see her as well. But I had already picked up bits and pieces. I picked up bits and pieces. I picked up bits and pieces. And I'm trying to decide whether or not I should tell this story. No, that's all, because I want to get back to the other story. See, I can go on and on and on, y'all, because there's so many different pieces to the puzzle that you got to put it together. Okay, so when she separated herself from me, it gave me time by myself, which gave our energies to split. And I picked up on her energy the last time I went to her house, and she tried to play me and didn't think I noticed. But I had been noticing things off and on, like noticing, because I had become more aware. Now, I'm one of them ones that walked like head in the clouds, even though I was in my own head, and I was still conscious and aware because we were raised that way. So it was kind of embedded in me. Like, I may not have looked dead in faces, but I could recognize and scope out bodies and whether or not they were coming too close to me, if you get what I'm saying. So if you grew up in New York, then you know, people don't really look each other in the face anyway in New York because everybody be pew, pew, pew. And she recognized that about me. So because I was still trying to find my way and I wasn't telling her everything, she thought I was still asleep and tried to play me. She tried to get me hooked on pills. She tried, and this is all experience. Now on the backdrop, I had spirit talking to me too. Not only talking to me, but I had been watching tarot with this person, with this woman. And she's the one that got me hooked on YouTube. When she had a traumatic incident happen, it drew her to spirituality. It drew her closer to God, basically. It drew her, let me say it that way. It drew her closer to God. Now, I cannot judge whether or not she ever believed in God and or ever existed, but I can tell you that that moment changed her forever and she became very spiritual. She found God, like literally. And her story is hers to tell, but it was beautiful and tragic at the same time. Unbeknownst to me, while I'm alongside of her, while it was like one thing after another happening to her. And I'm like, okay. And I'm there. I'm there with her. Like, because she was my sister girl. That's what I called her. She was my sister girl. I also called us twins because we were very similar, y'all. We were so similar. It was like she was like the other half of me, where I was rowdy and rah-rah and loud. She was very calm, quiet. You know, she can get loud too, but her nature was very quiet. But I didn't realize she was an undercover narcissist, that she was part of a witch's coven, that she was stealing my energy, that she was gaslighting me, that she was talking about me behind my back. Talking about like a dog. And I got a couple of outward confirmations. One of them being on my birthday, her homegirl reached out to me. Now, we've never had a one-on-one conversation, her homegirl, because she introduced me to this girl. We never had a one-on-one conversation, but she reached out to me and was like, no matter what people say, they just something keeps shining your light or something like that. Now, who else could she be talking about, right? We only have one mutual person in common. So I knew that was a hint. I picked it up and stored it away, right? Didn't say nothing. It was no need, because at this point we weren't even talking, because she had separated herself from me. And then when she separated herself from me, because I started watching tarot because of her, I kept watching. And she was lying about her watching tarot. I was so excited about one tarot reader that I found. This was a tale for her. She didn't even realize it. I was and I'm just giving y'all background so y'all see where I'm coming from. Because there was a lot. There's still a lot. Anywho, let me just cut that short. That's a story for a whole nother time. Sorry to leave y'all hanging, because I really want to get back to my point. Anyway, okay. Because it's like this video became all about her, and that's not where we're going with this. Not at all. So, next. We okay. So, I can remember my point. Okay. So, I was all ready, y'all, to start posting videos, current videos, because I'm good. And I'm glad it happened the way it happened. God works in mysterious ways. I know y'all watch my videos, and I was like, I don't have no music. I was going nuts, y'all, when my laptop crashed on me, then my phone went dead and crashed on me. And it was just one after another. And it was just like crazy. And God really wanted me to be alone. So I say all that to say, after I went through the undercover narcissist dude, discovered him, was still fooling with the undercover narcissist chick until she separated herself. I didn't even know I had an enemy sitting next to me, her and her auntie. Like, I did, y'all. When I tell y'all this story, it's crazy, but it's my life. My life is a movie. It really is. It really is. Anywho, I was all set. And after discovering her, I thought I was sitting still then. That's the point of this. I don't know why I said all that. I think I'm about to record over. I'm probably not, though. I'm just going to let it go because I don't do that. Okay, anywho. So as I get up and I drink my tea, I clean up, I make my bed, I mop, and I get ready to set my phone up to talk. And well, actually I was just drinking my tea and I was listening to meditation music. And I was like, well, what can I talk about today, God? What do you want me to talk about today? Listen, I not saying God is not important, but I have so much information in books that I wrote down and done so much research. I mean, I've done so much research that I can go to any book I have and flip it open and look at a highlighted passage and speak on that. Like literally, y'all. And it could be an hour or more. It's already 20 minutes right now. So let me get to the point and make this one short, or not short as possible. So as I'm talking to God, I'm having my morning meditation. Lucky is outside. I think I was drinking my citrus tea with a shot of sea moss in it and some lemon and probably agave or honey. I can't remember which one. And I'm like, and so the thought hit me. It wasn't the part about sit still. It was um was it sit still? No, it was be kind to yourself. That was going to be what I was going to talk about. And I had a couple of ideas in my head because it was talking about my own journey. And if you resonate with my channel, then you are literally probably a type A personality. You could be anal sometimes. You may have a little OCD, if not a lot. Like you may be hyperactive. You may have attention deficit. That's what they call it. But to me, it's not. It just means we are very talented and we are very gifted. They tried to label us as such to demean us and to think negative about how our thought patterns go because they don't fit in with what they consider norm. But each person is an individual and their fingerprints are not the norm. So why can't their learning and behaviors be the same? Anywho, I just went back because I remember how they used to label me as a kid. Anyway. And so from the time I was working, so we can say from September of 2019 up until my internet went out, my laptop went out, everything went out. I didn't have no electronic. I didn't have no electronic. There was no music coming from this room. And I had been doing good for a minute. But then one day I got up and it was just like an overwhelming feeling like I need some music. Like it was a need at the time. That's what it felt like. It felt like I needed to hear some music. And I think I talked about that. There's some videos about it. I think I talked about that for like 3 days, y'all, because that's how much it had impacted me. But I think I had been maybe 2 weeks or so. I don't know how long without it. I don't know how long. It'd be funny if I go back and read or look at the video and see it was probably only 4 days. Anywho. So I was all set to come on here, the next day and talk about being easy on yourself, because I wasn't easy on myself. The whole time from September up until I lost all electronics, I was like, ugh, I'm ready to go. Ugh. What is God waiting on? Where's my blessings? Any day now. Okay. And I'm being honest, y'all. From September, it was like, okay, the blessing coming around Christmas. Okay, the blessing gonna be around the New Year. Okay, the blessing gonna be around my birthday. It was like I was putting a timetable on it, and I was putting more stress on myself because I didn't understand. I was still learning. I was still learning, right? So I get up here and I'm all set to talk to y'all about that. Which this is not about that, but I will do a separate video about it. Um, and um, a couple of things happened during the week that made sense that morning, and I'm like, okay. And so as I go to light my resins, oh, matter of fact, did they go out already? Let me see. I was talking so much. Did you go out? Yeah. As I was let's see. This is how my mind works, y'all. Um, Especially when I'm distracted, because I got so much going on in my head right now. So as I was set to come on here and talk about don't be hard on yourself and give yourself some time, and it's not gonna happen overnight, and in divine time. I was gonna say all that, everything. If you've been on YouTube for a minute and you've been on your spirituality journey, you probably heard everybody talk about that. So maybe that's why I need to feel what I was feeling and go through what I just went through in order to have a different conversation about that. I don't know how it's going to turn out. We'll see when it happens. Um, so as I was coming on here to tell y'all to don't be hard on yourself and all that stuff, that thought came to my, and I was about to light. Okay, so here we go. Um, I go to light my resin, right? And ooh, I just love the smell of Palo Santo. So I go to light my resins, and for the past couple of days, one specific chakra had been repeating in my head. So as I go to light my resin, I grab what I thought was the one for it, and it wasn't. And so I actually grab it. I finally grab it. So that was the first time. And then the second time I actually go to light it, something else happens. And I'm like, okay, well, why? So I specifically find a meditation for that specific chakra. And I'm like, okay, well, since it just keeps coming up, I said, well, let me do a little research. Now, mind you, in the beginning of my journey, I did all the research on chakras and all mudras, and I've tried them all. And so I still go back to them. Like, I read everything about them then. So, but when I do go back, because I haven't practiced it in a minute, which is part of the journey anyway, because you got to find what works for yourself. So I put on the meditation and I do a little research. I Google it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this makes sense, right? Everything clicked that morning. Everything clicked that morning. But I thought it was clicking for you guys because I haven't had no issues. I process emotions. Nothing moves me pretty much now. I'm very passionate though. I'm very passionate about things that I enjoy and love and all kinds of stuff, right? Um, so I read what it is. I get an aha moment, an epiphany, epiphany. Is Mercury retrograde over with yet? At the time of this video, I wonder. I don't know. It wouldn't appear so, because yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because I'm like, I done recorded 300 or some videos, and I've always had thoughts going through my head. They ain't never just been where I just was concentrating on what I said. They just flow like that. So I'm like, trying to figure out, why am I having such a difficult time getting my words out? So I do apologize to y'all, because this video is going to be a little extra longer than probably intended, just because of the ums, the pauses. So maybe I should have waited, but no, I was inspired. So anywho, you get to see some of the crazy in action, or what some people call crazy, what some people call weird, eccentric. I've been called an enigma my entire life. So I've always known I was special, but the people around me, even teachers, because it was a teacher that called me uh, uh, hmm, that called me an enigma. And I was in the fifth grade. So I've known what an enigma meant since in the fifth grade. And so when people say that to me, it's like, that's okay. It doesn't bother me. So y'all just get to experience a little bit of it. So, anywho, I said, well, before I talk to y'all, let me meditate, because that popped up in my head, and then it seemed like an entity or a force didn't want me to do it, so I had to do it, of course, right? That's my nature. That's my personality, literally, since being in the womb. Let my mama tell it. Anywho, so as I sit in meditation, y'all, because in my head, I'm like, okay, well, let me meditate, because that kept coming up. So I took it as, okay, maybe you need to see what's going on. So I said I'll do the video after my meditation, which would be good anyway. Even though I had already been sitting in meditation, because I sit, most of the time in silence, especially in the morning before the house wakes up. That's my time. I've been up since 1 o'clock this morning. That's a whole nother story. So if I look tired, it's because I am, but I can't go to sleep. Anywho, so as I'm sitting in meditation, this is going to help y'all. And this is how I work through. This is just one of the ways that I've been able to go from my first video to me now. I'm still healing. I'm still healing. I'm still healing. But I've been able to recall a lot of my energy back. I've been able to reserve my energy for myself and for my dreams and goals by minding my own business and not interfering in other people's business with them or their kids. I've been maintaining my peace by waking up and talking to God. I talk to God throughout the day, y'all, but that ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new. Like, spirituality